Okay, I'm ready to install some screws in this door that were stripped. Remember, I took one out, I hand tightened these, and I found out this one was loose, that one was loose, so I took those out. I took one out down there. But I've got to drill in there with a drill bit at an angle to hit the stud in there, because sheetrock is from the 1/2 inch over to there. It's sheetrock. I can't just ram a screw straight in with the long screws that I got when we got at the store. So first thing we got, how do you suppose we're going to have to do that? Well, this is your next step in your 101 classes with Joe, how to do things yourself. We're going to have to end up taking this door off the hinges. What? That's right. Okay, I'm just going to take a nail set like that. And on some doors, they're different. Now, I look at the bottom edge of this. See, that's the pin. Lucky for me, I can just pop that out. Now, sometimes there's another little trim piece on there that snaps up there, and the pin doesn't come in all the way, and it's up a little bit, and there's a small little hole there. And you think, okay, then I couldn't use a nail set for that because it's too big. Then you'd have to use something else. You'd have to go to the store. You'd have to get like an 8-penny nail or something, and I ended up getting some nails. So I got some 8D nails, and I could use that, or I had some finished nails, some 6s I got. I might use those for something else, but you'd have to use an 8 and put it up in there. Sometimes I've cut that off and been able to fish that up, but if the hole is really small, you may have to use a finish nail to get up in there. But lucky for me, I'm just going to take that and pop that in there. So I just kind of wanted to show you over, because I'm going to stick this over here in my tripod. I got my tripod raised way up high, and I'm just going to start down there, and I'm going to pop that up from the bottom. I like to get my knee pad. I found this at Walmart years ago, and I thought I'm never going to use that. I don't like the vinyl stuff. It had a handle on it. Look at this. I can't even find them nowadays. I just keep this. Usually it's a pad that's got a little hole in it on itself, and it's just foam. This thing has lasted me for a long time, and I keep using it for my knees. And tap that up. I only need to tap it up a little bit. Just enough to do the next bit, okay? So I'll show you. Let's just bring you in there. If I had a video person helping me, that could work too. But see, I'm only popping it up that far. See, that's all the further you need. I could even do it just a hair less than that before I show you my next trick. Yeah, I got a couple tricks for you. Well, that one's up there. Got my sturdy little stool here. I used to at this point take a flat screwdriver, standard screwdriver, and set it like this, and tap it up that way. And you can do it that way, but you know, if you're working over carpet and stuff, you have to hold it at the same thing. See, I got a broken screwdriver used for banging and everything. I could use that. I could use my good screwdriver. Let's just use that for the bottom. If this was all you had, okay, just hold it on there, and then hold your screwdriver and the hinge pin at the same time. Hang on to it. Voila, pull it off like that. Okay, and then I set them down. If you have carpet, do not set those down on carpet, especially if it's white carpet or something, because lots of times these can be all dirty. I've already got some stuff in my hands, but these hinge pins are actually pretty clean. Lots of times older hinges, they can get rusty and you get it all over yourselves. I always carry a little rag like that in my nail bag. I can wipe my fingers off and stuff so I don't get my grubby hands on white doors, on the walls and stuff. But these are pretty clean, okay? But I still try to be careful with them. But now, how else could I do that? I'm going to show you the other way that I like to do it. I usually do it this way, and I found this trick a while ago. It's just a pair of cutters. I use this kind here that taper up, and I'm just going to use that and hold on to the hinge pin. Okay, grab it right there at the top, hang on to it like that. Now I just hit my hammer on this. See there? How easy that is. And if you had a 6'8" tall door, maybe you don't need a step ladder or anything. Just put it on there like that, hang on to it. They do it right up at the head. Now I just tap on that. See? Now I'm gonna have to get up there on my ladder. And you can do an 8-foot door by yourself. I want the door propped open a little bit. I don't want it closed, obviously. Okay? And sometimes it'll pop off and run on the bottom of the floor because your doors are always undercut off the floor. You know? And so if you've got if that was a solid core door, it would go ka-clunk like that. I usually keep this open a little bit and it will go ka-clunk. But it may still do that. But this is a hollow core door, so I don't necessarily need any help with me. I'm just going to hang on to that again. And I know the door's going to come off like that, but chances are, you know, most of the time I've never had a door fall through the opening as I'm not taking care of it. But if it's a 6'8" door, I kind of be holding this with my arm or something, or my leg. See? Does that because it's propped open a bit. Okay? Now, look, I haven't even touched the door. Sometimes the door is going to be wonky and stuff, but at this point, what you going to do with that? Well, just sit here and watch. I'll just move this back a little bit further. Now I gotta just lift up a little bit to get it off this bottom hinge. And I can do that, and I can grab this and lift it, put it over against this wall over here, like that. Lean it up very carefully, like that. Okay. With an 8-foot solid core door, that would be kind of difficult, or a solid core 6'8" door. Okay, now can you see that once I get in there, see now I can look at these hinges and I can get my drill in there at a little bit more of an angle. And so that's what I'm gonna do here. But I'm gonna resituate this. Let's resituate this here for you. Let's get you out here. Let's just see here. I'm gonna work on this one. I took that out, but I'm gonna just see if that's the only one. Now see, this one is spinning, right? I didn't take that off before because I left it, because I like to have just 2 screws holding it if I took that off. Okay, so now at this point, I can take my drill and drill that in on just those 2. And I might just leave that, I can leave this hinge in place, or I can take the hinge out if I think my drill is going to hit the edge of it. In fact, it could ever so slightly. So, see, this one was snug, so if I took the hinge off, see, this one's, okay, there. Sometimes you got to be careful with those because the paint sticks on here. They put this, they painted this whole thing, and then they didn't wait for the paint to cure all the way. Then they put these in and screwed them in. So sometimes you get ready to pull those off, or they recalk something, this could rip off or whatever. So you just got to be careful with it. See, that's what was sticking on there. Okay, so I know the only 2 that I got to work on is this one and the top. I don't have to do anything to the bottom one. Okay, so now I gotta get my drill bits ready and the screws that Mommy got me from the hardware store.